My father's reaction after seeing you. Part 1. The first look. The day my father saw you, the house grew quiet in a way I had never heard before. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence that arrives when something important steps inside. He did not speak at first, neither did you, and neither did my heart, because it was too busy trembling. My father, a man shaped by years, by storms that never made the news, by sacrifices stitched into his bones, stood still. I watched his eyes before I watched his words, because my father's eyes have always told the truth, long before his mouth ever dared. He looked at you the way a man looks at a future he did not expect, but somehow recognizes. I had feared this moment. I had rehearsed it in my mind 1,000 times. What if he frowned? What if he turned away? What if he saw my love as a mistake? But what I saw instead was something far more dangerous. Understanding. His gaze softened, not quickly, not easily, but honestly. You stood there, your presence calm, your smile gentle, your silence respectful, and in that stillness, you spoke louder than words ever could. My father cleared his throat. That small sound carried decades. It carried the weight of being a protector, a judge, a guardian of dreams he never got to live himself. He asked you your name, not sharply, not suspiciously, but carefully, as if your name mattered. When you spoke, he listened. Not the way people pretend to listen, but the way fathers listen when they are deciding whether someone deserves their child's heart. I saw his shoulders relax, just a little, but enough. He noticed the way you stood, not arrogant, not afraid, the way you didn't rush your words, the way your eyes never dropped in shame and never challenged them in pride. And something shifted. Later, when you laughed softly, I saw it. A memory crossed his face. Perhaps he saw my mother when she was young. Perhaps he saw himself before life hardened his voice. Perhaps he saw the version of me that only a parent remembers. He didn't smile. Not yet. But he nodded. That nod was louder than applause. He asked about your family, your dreams, your patience, not your money, not your status, but your intentions, because my father knows love without intention is just noise. And when you spoke of respect, of growth, of walking beside me instead of ahead of me, his jaw tightened, not in anger, in restraint. He was holding back emotion. The kind men of his generation were never taught how to release. I saw it in his eyes then, the fear every father carries. Will this person protect my child when I am gone? The room felt heavier, sacred. And when you finally looked at me, not to claim me, not to show off, but simply to include me, my father exhaled a long breath, the kind of breath that says, maybe I can rest a little. That night, after you left, he didn't speak immediately. He sat down, slowly, thoughtfully. Then he said my name, just once. And in that single word was relief, was caution, was hope. He didn't say, I approve. Fathers like mine don't use easy sentences. He said, take care of what you choose. And for the first time, I understood he wasn't warning me. He was trusting me. If you want, I'll continue with part 2. When my father spoke about you in my absence. Very emotional, private, father, daughter, son moment. Just say, continue part 2. And I'll keep building this until it becomes the full 5,000 plus word epic poem you want hush before dawn, when Dubai still dreams and the desert holds its breath. A name rises like a prayer, written in gold dust and resolve, fazza, not shouted, not forced, spoken softly by the wind, because true power never needs to scream. He walks where history listens. The sun remembers his footsteps, the falcons bow mid-sky, and the sea straightens its spine when his reflection passes. This is not just a man. This is a rhythm, a heartbeat of a nation wrapped in humility. I, born of fire, raised by honor. He was born where the sun lends discipline, where lineage is not a privilege, but a responsibility stitched into blood. A son of legacy, yes, but never a prisoner of it. From the very beginning, he learned that crowns are heavy only when the heart is light. So he trained his soul first, sword and pen, horse and verse, strength and mercy. He carried them equally. While others chased applause, he chased excellence. While others built walls, he built people. VIP is not a title here. It is a vow. Number second, the poet who leads at night when palaces dim, he becomes what power fears most. A poet. Ink replaces armor. Truth replaces ceremony. He writes of love like a man who has known loss. He writes of loyalty like someone who has been tested by silence. He writes of al-Watan as if the land itself leans closer to hear. Every verse is a mirror, showing the people who they are and who they can still become. This is Fazapom, where poetry is not escape, but direction. The falcon's promise, look to the sky, see that falcon cutting tea,